it's Fatima here. I hope you're having fun. Let's read this book together.
I've got something really interesting to share with you today. It's a book about the 14 and Philbills when they were young. And it's like a treasure chest full of amazing stories and wisdom. These special individuals were like the greatest role models in history. And this book helps us to get to know them better. So whether you're already curious about them or just love discovering new things, let's dive into this fascinating world of faith and knowledge together. Get ready for a journey you won't forget. So the series is Heavenly Children, The Little General by Kisa KidsPublications, guided by Maulana Nabi or Mir. The hot sun shone brightly through the window as Fatima bint Asad finished her morning tasks. She looked out the window and admired the tall palm trees filled with clusters of delicious dates. However, one date tree caught her eye. It was an old tree that had become dry and shriveled up. No juicy dates hung from its warm branches. Suddenly, laughter from the yard caught her attention. She looked over at the children playing. Little Muhammad, peace be upon him, shouted, "March!" and all the other children answered, "Yes, sir!" Every time he gave a command, the kids would cheerfully follow along. Just then, she heard Muhammad, peace be upon him, tell his friends, "Wait, my dear soldiers, let me run inside and get some water." As Muhammad, peace be upon him, entered, Fatima bint Asad could see he was very excited. She gave him a loving kiss on the forehead as he asked, "Mother, may I please have some water? My soldiers are thirsty." He was always very polite. Fatima replied playfully, "Yes, sir, right away." This made Muhammad, peace be upon him, giggle. He said, "You're my mom, you can't be my soldier." Fatima bint Asad poured some water into a bowl and said, "If I cannot be a soldier, I can at least be a supporter, right?" Muhammad, peace be upon him, looked at his mother as he took the water and smiled. "My supporter? Yes, that's a great idea." They both laughed heartily. Muhammad, peace be upon him, picked up his wooden sword and the water just like a real brave general. He declared, "I must go outside and help my soldiers get ready to protect the truth." As he ran outside the door, he struck the dry date tree in the yard. Fatima's eyes widened as the dry date tree suddenly began turning green and big. Luscious dates began to fill its branches. Fatima quickly walked towards the date tree and picked a date from it. She looked at it in wonder and tasted the date. Her eyes lit up. What a delicious date! It was better than any date she had ever tasted. This wasn't the first time she had witnessed a miracle from Muhammad, peace be upon him. Every time it was a wonderful surprise. She knew there was something very special about this boy. Being around him always strengthened her belief in Allah and gave her energy. As she looked at the tree, she remembered how Muhammad, peace be upon him, had lost his real mother at the young age of 6. She thought to herself, "I'm so blessed to raise Muhammad, peace be upon him, in my home." Even though she had children of her own, Muhammad, peace be upon him, was extra special. His foster mother, Halima, had also told Fatima bint Asad about all the wonderful blessings and miracles that Muhammad, peace be upon him, had brought to her home, even as an infant. In fact, Halima had shared her own miracle story about a date tree. Halima had told her, "One day I was passing through the desert with Muhammad, peace be upon him, and stopped to feed him under a dry date tree. As I finished feeding him, we both fell asleep. When I woke up, I looked up and saw the most amazing sight. The tree behind us had become green again and was full of dates." Another time, Halima was outside with Muhammad, peace be upon him, tending to the sheep. When one of the baby sheep fell and broke its leg, Muhammad, peace be upon him, carefully walked over and gently touched the sheep's leg. She was shocked to see the leg instantly healed right before her eyes. Suddenly, Muhammad, peace be upon him, walked back inside and started calling out, "Mother, Mother, Fatima turned towards him and hugged him lovingly as she said, "May my father and mother be sacrificed for you, my son." "How can I help you?" Muhammad, peace be upon him, replied, "My dearest mother, my soldiers need some more energy. Can you please give me some dates so that I may feed my hungry soldiers?" Fatima's eyes filled with tears as she kissed Muhammad's, peace be upon him, divine head and helped him tighter. She replied, "Yes, sir," and then quickly grabbed a basket and filled it with dates from the very tree Muhammad, peace be upon him, had just brought back to life. Fatima followed Muhammad, peace be upon him, as he ran outside to his friends and handed out the dates. She raised her hands up and, filled with emotion, asked Allah to bless her with a child who could be Muhammad's assistant and support her in his divine purpose. We know her dua was answered many, many years later when she gave birth to Imam Ali alayhi salam, who became Prophet Muhammad's loyal partner, supporter and successor. As Fatima looked out at the children, she smiled contentedly and quietly walked back inside. Before entering the house, she turned back to look at the renewed date tree one more time. It seemed to outshine all the other trees, almost as if it felt honored at the very touch of young Muhammad, peace be upon him. Phew, what an adventure that was! I hope you enjoyed learning about young Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as much as I did. It's so cool to discover the stories and wisdom of these remarkable figures. Remember, the more we learn about different aspects of our faith, the better we understand the world around us. If you have any questions or want to share your thoughts about this amazing journey, don't forget to leave a comment below. Stay curious, keep reading, and I'll see you on the next exciting adventure. Bye for now, friends.